So my next destination is Bonorong Wildlife Sanctuary. Look, I'm not crazy, all right? The cockatoo is talking.
They don't have very good eyesight anyway. There you go.
Thank you.
That's good. How can I help? We're just a big circle, so you shouldn't get lost. Cafe's round to the left. It's open until 2:45. Bathrooms are through the gate round to the right, as is the wildlife hospital viewing deck. So if you're interested in the veterinary team, you can take a look at what they're doing there. This is food for the forester kangaroos, so they're just as far left as you can go and through some gates. They're super friendly. Just give them a nice flat low hand with the food so they don't get overexcited and jump up. They love a scratch under the chin, neck and chest as well. They can't reach it with their own tiny arms, so they appreciate it. Just avoid their head, back and tail and their joeys. Hide the bag as they like to take it out of your hands if they're feeling cheeky. Great, cool. Alrighty. All yours. Thank you so much. Have a good time.
And the entrance was 32?
32.50. Did you want a receipt?
No, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay, who should we see first? Let's go that way. Oh wow, so they can live up to 100 years in captivity? Wow. This is good info. Hey birdie, birdie, birdie. Do not touch. Hey birdie, 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 birdie. Oh! Did you say hello? Hello? Guys, you heard the cockatoo talking. Hi, what's your name? Look, I'm not crazy, all right? The cockatoo is talking. What's your name? Hello?
What's your name?
My name is Malaika Sia. What's yours?
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm sure my dear.
Oh my goodness, guys, the cockatoo is talking. What's your name? What's your name? Hello? Anyone home? How old are you? Stretching, hey? How old are you? What's your name? Hello? Alright, bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh my goodness, it just said bye-bye. Bye-bye. So we're not starting a tour and we have a tour guide. showing us around the sanctuary.
Very sleepy wombat. There we go. So just about all the animals you will meet today, they are permanent residents, so we can't release them due to injuries. Luckily, wombats are our one exception, so we do get to release every single wombat we get. So pretty much both of them we currently have in the sanctuary. They are still somewhat growing, so we'll get to release them at some point. Why that is purely wombats don't stay cute and cuddly for very long. But pretty much with wombats, they hit the 2-year mark and they hit sexual maturity and they turn into an angsty teenager. And as silly as that sounds, they do become very, very scary. It's usually what will occur is they'll still be living out in the wild with mum wombat and they'll actually become incredibly aggressive to her practically overnight. So they'll start biting mum, chasing mum, just whatever they can do to get mum wombat to go away. Usually what occurs is that mum wombat will actually have to give up her burrow entirely in the end of it all. And she'll go dig herself another burrow and that little baby wombat will keep that burrow for itself because they are just that intense and that aggressive. So usually when a wombat does turn, we cop the brunt of it, so lots of big chunks out of your legs, lots of bruises. And of course you would think that you'd be able to get out and escape fairly easily, but the pretty incredible part about wombats is that they are incredibly fast. They may have tiny legs, but they can run up to 40 kilometers per hour. So put that in perspective, I imagine you guys have heard of Usain Bolt. So he can run 44 kilometers per hour. So wombat can only do it for about 100 meters or so, but obviously it's very impressive. In general, we have a lot of wombats here in Tasmania. They don't really have any natural predators. Of course, they have issues being cars. That's probably one of the biggest ones, as well as that mange. But other than that, there's definitely a surplus of them, which is pretty great news. Their lifespan's pretty impressive, so it's about 15 to 20 years in the wild. In captivity can reach around 30, so one of the oldest living wombats was actually 31 years old. So their teeth are continuously growing. So they don't have any dental issues as they get older, which is obviously pretty great news for them. So pretty much when they are out and about in the wild, their main diet does consist of grasses like this one here. But on occasion they will have to chew on rocks and things like that just to keep their teeth at a sensible level and just grind them down a little bit. Main way they protect themselves is their burrows. So usually their burrows are pretty extravagant. So they're around 20 to 30 meters long, usually about 3 to 4 meters deep. But as well as that, they do have little set rooms in their burrows, which is adorable. So they might have a bedroom, they'll have a bathroom, they may even have a nursery as well. So these little rooms have purpose, which is ridiculously cute. But of course, when a wombat feels threatened, what they will tend to do is leave their backside hanging out the entrance of their burrow. So they do have a famously hard backside. So this made up of this stuff called fascia. If you ever do see a wombat, there is no need to panic, no need to fret, you're totally fine. But obviously the best thing you can do is just admire them from a distance, just so you're not freaking them out or anything like that. Really cool fact about wombats as well is that they do actually have a backwards facing pouch. So, it does look a little bit bizarre, a bit tricky getting up, but you might be able to see it. You can see the little one's head sticks out mum's back legs. So it does look really quite weird. It's so cute though. So pretty much if mum was to dig a burrow and the pouch faced the normal way, it would fill with dirt, which would suffocate the little one. So it does face backwards. Super duper cute. Obviously it's very, very clever. Other critters such as the Tasmanian devil do also have the backwards facing pouch. So they do dig burrows, but obviously nowhere near as extravagant as a wombat, but obviously still very, very cool factor about them. Lastly, probably the most frequently asked question we get is about wombat scats. I imagine you guys may have heard of, but it is in a cube shape. So we're just going to have a really brief stop at the big bird enclosure, so if you guys are all happy just to kind of find a spot along the front. With our female, wherever she is, she's somewhere around.
She's here.
Ah, there you go. So her name's Peachy. So Peachy came to us to say that she was hit by a car, and in the end what occurred was that it did affect her ability to fly. So she can fly, but not quite well enough that we can release her at any point. We do also have a Corella over here. So her name is Great Auntie Phyllis. So Great Auntie Phyllis was someone's pet, but in the end she was left to us. So she's been with us for quite a while. You may be able to see our green rosella on the ground over there, so that's Rumi. She's absolutely gorgeous. So she came to us via the rescue service. Pretty much what occurred was that someone was on a bushwalk and they stumbled across Rumi, and she was very, very friendly, quite humanised. So we believe that maybe someone found her as a little chick, hand raised her and then let her go, which obviously is not the best decision, particularly for Rumi, as she was very, very humanised. She was very friendly. annoying that they're so cute. So the one we have here is Callie. So Callie is a fully grown female, so she's about 2 years old. With Callie, pretty much Mum had the devil facial tumour disease. So Mum did pass away. We did hand raise Callie as well. She is quite perfectly healthy, but we are hoping to use her in a breeding program. We can't really release her as she's very, very humanised. She does see us as a food source. More than likely, if we did release her, she'd be approaching people on bushwalks, which is obviously not ideal, would be pretty scary. So all of the devils we have here are permanent residents. But do you guys have any ideas how the devil got its name?
Because of the...
Yeah, exactly. So pretty much these guys make an awful shriek noise. It's just pretty scary stuff. And pretty much when we had the first settlers down here in Tasmania, they were camped around a campfire, and all they thought they could hear was this really awful shriek noise. So devils usually make this noise if they're fighting over food or maybe a female, but it's quite loud and it does sound pretty awful. As well as that, it's actually due to their ears. So Callie at the moment is a perfect example. They are quite a red colour. So pretty much when devils get excited, all of the blood actually rushes to the tips of their ears. And so due to the fact their ears are very thin skinned, there's barely any fur in them, you can see the colour quite easily. And it does look like their ears are glowing bright red. So those first settlers thought they saw glowing red horns in the darkness. As well as that, lastly, devils do tend to do a really big yawn to show off their big set of teeth if they feel threatened at any point. And those settlers saw a really big set of teeth. So pretty much all of those factors together, they actually thought they saw the devil and that Tasmania was haunted by the devil. So that is how they got their name. Obviously it does seem a bit silly when you look at them now. They are pretty cute. So they are classified as an opportunistic hunter, pretty much meaning they only ever hunt if it's guaranteed they're going to have success. So say if it's something already injured or a bit sick, they might give it a go then, but otherwise they will not bother. So why that is purely these guys are pretty slow, they're not very fast runners. So top speed for a devil is about 12 kilometers per hour. That doesn't sound too bad, but a chicken can run 14, so these guys can't outrun a chicken because they are that slow. But as well as that, these guys don't have very great eyesight, so a healthy devil can only see around a metre in front of them. So they're very, very good scavengers. These guys can smell a carcass around a kilometre away. As well as that, they do have a ridiculously strong jaw. So their jaw strength's around 4 to 5 times as strong as an American pit bull, or it is equivalent to a hyena. Also, that is ridiculously strong. So what that means is whenever they do find food, which is mostly roadkill, they'll eat the bone and the fur, and any yucky bits, they will leave nothing left behind. So they're kind of like a bit of a vacuum cleaner is what I like to describe them as. So these guys can eat around 40% of their body weight within 30 minutes if they're uninterrupted. Obviously that is a crazy amount of food. So it is quite clever though. What they'll tend to do is any excess fat from that meal they actually store at the base of their tail. So if you do look at Callie's tail, you can see it's quite thick. So why they do that is that they'll slowly burn away that fat in their tail, and they can last around 2 to 3 days until they find their next meal. The gestation period of a female is very, very short, so it's about 18 to 21 days, so 21 days at the maximum. So very, very short, and on average a female devil will give birth to 40 little joeys at the one time. Obviously 40 is a ridiculous amount, so I do have a photo. 40, so 40, and so they're about the size of a grain of rice. So I'll come around this photo. So obviously pretty phenomenal.
They're tiny.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely tiny. So obviously 40 is a lot of them, but sadly not all of these guys are going to survive. So there's actually only room for 4 in Mum's pouch. So it's pretty much a race. So it's the 4 strongest and quickest that make it there first. So they will fuse to Mum's teats in her pouch, and they will slowly develop. However, the others, as awful as it sounds, they either drop off Mum's belly and pass away, or it does get worse, Mum will actually eat the rest as a bit of an added snack. So it's pretty brutal. Not very nice way to come into the world. It really is the strongest that survives. So yeah, not very nice. If you do look at the devils as well, particularly Callie, you may see how she has white markings all over her. So it's actually equivalent to a fingerprint. So every single devil has a different white marking. It does make our lives a lot easier to tell them apart as well. So it's a really cool factor about them. So in general, their lifespan's quite short. They only live about 6 years in the wild. In captivity can reach around 7 or 8. But in general, 6 is about the best that they're working with. So obviously not very long. But yeah, very, very lucky to have Tasmanian devils. They're a very beautiful animal. But of course, these guys are endangered. So current population is about 16,500.
Let's head on to the Kunga country. So that's the kangaroo country. Kookaburra. Aww. Some emus. Please come in. Absolutely. Thank you. Have to make sure we close every door that we open. Yeah. Oh my word. There's so many kangaroos in here. Ah. Okay, guess I need to open from the inside. Yep, I do. Ooh. Go. Alright, let's go be one with the kangaroos. Alright, where should I start? Here? No, this one is grazing. Let me try to pat it. Oh, look at that. Oh, you enjoying it? Alright, I'll let you be. There's that one with a joey inside its pouch. Oh, oh, it's coming towards me. There you go, Mama Kangaroo. No, do you want some more? Alright, I'll give you some more. Since you've got a baby situation going on, give you some more. Here you go. Oh, you must be very hungry. Oh, can I pat you? Oh. So avoid patting the head, obviously the pouch and the tail. So those are the areas that you should avoid. So here, yeah, that's a big yeah. As you can see the reaction. Let's feed this mama. Say hi. Say hi. Oh, let me get you some more. All right. Here you go, Mama. I've just seen a joey trying to get into its mama's pouch. I've got some food. And that's the joey. Still trying. Oh, nearly there. So the head goes in first. What else? Go on. That's it. I'm just gonna feed you some more. And it's in. And there's the tail. Oh, there's the head. And the mama is trying to fit some more. Just don't scratch me with your claws. Good job. And this concludes the tour at the Bonorong Wildlife Sanctuary. Alright, on to the next adventure!